from On the Hunt 365. We're going to do round two with this. I'm going to see if I can get the chat to talk, and I want to see if I can get the chat to actually voice what their text is. I'm just doing a little test real quick. So I'm going to flip the camera around. What I'm doing is the worm probe. It's something my buddy Albert made. Metal pole connected to hot side, and then when you stick the metal rod in the ground, you create the ground, which creates a current, and worms and all the little creatures in the ground rise up to the top. Let's get a couple people in here. Get a couple people in here first. Before I start moving this around a lot. See if we can get a couple people in here. See if we can get some worms to come to the top of the ground. Wow, the mosquitoes are absolutely ridiculous right now. Where is... See the voice text. I want the live chat to be able to verbally speak their text. I do not see any worms coming out of the ground though, that's for sure. Move this over. Stick it over here. I think there's some worms over here. What I'm looking for with this contraption that I got is worms to start coming up to the surface for bait. We need some bait. We're gonna test my buddy's contraption out here. The electrical rod. I think I saw something. I think over here on the side of the house is a good spot. Just not sure if I have the prong set in the right spot. If somebody in the chat can say something hi or whatever, it doesn't matter. I want to see if I can get the voice text to work. Voice text to speak to work. I'm gonna set this up here for a second. Looking for freaking earthworms to come out of the ground with the electrical probe. It should come out somewhere around 3 feet away or so, 2 to 3 feet away. How's it going? Good. Hey, Glenn, what's up, man? Well, I guess that tells me the voice to chat isn't working. I want to try to get the verbal text to chat to work. I think that'd be really cool. So if I hook up a Bluetooth and you do say something, that you can actually hear it, and I don't have to look at the screen. So I'm just kind of doing like a little test, playing around with this thing. I'm gonna go check a trail camera. It's sure there's worms around here. Let's jam this thing in the ground here for a second. But that didn't work. So let me see if I said something about if I drag this down. Yeah, I've seen it, but I've only seen it on TikTok, so I don't know how it works with YouTube. Give me 1 second. I gotta put you guys down for a second. All right. So moved it over. Let's see if we get any worms come up. Trying this. My buddy's the old man Albert. My buddy Albert's bait catcher. Instead of going to the store and buying earthworms, he made this contraption, sticks it in the ground, electrical probe, gets the worms to come up to you. You just collect them and put them in your container and put them in the fridge until you're ready to go fishing. Nice little spot over here. Let's see, I wanted to shoot my bow today. Got most of my arrows all set back up, and my wife's bow set back up. Man, there is nothing. I mean, we just got a little bit of rain. It's been so dry around here. Let's see. Let's take some of these leaves off. See if we can get any worms come up over here by this tree. Yeah, I almost figured it out yesterday. It's basically like it's something that iPhone does, especially like I guess if you're if you're blind or impaired. Um, there's a couple different reasons why you would have that, so you can actually hear the text. I don't want it on everything, obviously. I don't want, like, if somebody just texts me for it to read out automatically. But I think it'd be kind of cool if the chat was able to be heard from a distance, especially if I hook it up to a speaker. So if you're out fishing or doing whatever, shooting a bow, you don't have to sit there and stare at the phone like a dummy. You can just hear it and respond to it. It'll say, Glenn said, hey, there's a few truckers out here. They use it, instead of having to read it. And this isn't working like I thought. I wonder if the breaker tripped. This thing is kind of dangerous. Let's go back down to where I know I had a few worms out here earlier. Stick it in the ground. See if we can get anything to come up. If not, we'll walk up into the woods and walk up the street here and check the trail camera. I thought this was going to be, he's taken this thing out and stuck it in the ground, and we've had hundreds of worms just pop up 2 to 3 feet away from this rod. You had all the bait you needed. Oh, I don't know. Did that worm, there's one. They just pop up so quick. It's hard to say. I know that joker wasn't laying there when I put that in there. There's one. See if I want to see one come up out the daggone ground. If you see one on the screen, I don't have my glasses on. Let me know. But that's, I mean, he'd be good for bait. Maybe I'm looking too close. Maybe it's further out. But I think I have it. I think I have it in the right spot. Let's move this. Daggone it. Oh, it's stuck. Somehow I got tangled up. Hold on. I think. Let's see if it was this way. Could bring my meter out to see if we've got power. I would think down here is where all the water drains to. I would think there's some worms down here. Let's drive it down in there and see if we get any worms that come out. I really wanted to try the voice text. Man, dang it, that's why I went live. Wanted to see if that was gonna work. You know what? Let me do this. Let me hit play. I might have figured it out. Would you say there's a few truckers that you? That was the old messages. If anybody's in here, say something, please. I want to see if I can get voice text to work during live chat. I'm trying to catch some bait. Testing. Damn it, didn't work. Let me see. What's this? Let me see. Maybe that. Let's try it one more time. Hit testing. Say testing again. I gotta imagine it. You know, these iPhones are so freaking smart that if somebody did have if they were blind, you know, for texting, if somebody texts them, you would get it read out to you. Damn, it's not doing it. I know I must have something wrong. 1x, thumbs up. What's that? 1x, 1 times 2. That's just reading how fast it goes. What does that mean? One more time, please. Damn. No worms. Let's move over here. Let's try this one more time. Not that I need any bait right this minute. I just wanted to see if his old probe worked. No, still doesn't. And I can't even get it to read. The texting. Gotta figure it out. All right, well, let me just try this. One more spot. I bet there ain't very many worms. It's been so dry here recently. I don't think I'm gonna worry about it. This stupid stick is dangerous anyways. We'll leave it there until we get some good rain. Let's go see if we can pull the game camera out. The card. One second. All right. Now we're good. Let's pull the card out of this camera. See if there's any corn left up here. Haven't been here in about a week. There's a little bit of corn left. Mineral lick's gone. So here's where some of the deer might come from. Oh, was anybody here earlier when I was talking about those hornets? We can walk up in the woods and see that hornet's nest. See how close I can get to it before I get stung. Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate it, man, for trying. I'll figure it out. I don't even know if YouTube allows that, but I think it's just a phone setting thing. Not wearing any of my... I don't know if there's any hunters. I hope there's not any hunters up here. Shouldn't be any hunters up here. So I get shot with an arrow. Tell them I wasn't acting like a deer. Walking up to check this, couple different things to walk up here and check. I have a mineral lick up here where I had a camera. Not really planning. Is that a deer? Not planning on hunting in this area this year, but I still like to know what's out here for shed season. Like to come back and find the deer sheds. If the screen gets terrible, let me know. It rained a little, so we can actually get up here kind of quiet. Yep, until you step on an old branch. Had a little mineral lick over here somewhere. One of them little salt block wasn't this little squares. It was the actual rock. They've been here. That's for sure. That ain't that old. Should I smell it? Touch it? Let me show you what I almost walked into the other day when one of my very first videos for YouTube, because I've only been on here, I mean, I've had YouTube obviously for years. Look at that cool little skull right there. Taking that home. I just started making videos to post and doing any kind of lives. Man, that thing is old. An old groundhog. Dang it. If he would have... Is there any teeth in there? I need a couple teeth for some other groundhogs that I got. And, well, I don't know. Nah, that's probably more like... That's a raccoon. Almost certain that's probably a raccoon. I need some raccoon teeth, though. There's the one I did bring home from here not long ago. I lost a couple of the canines. Yeah, I was walking up here. I had a trail camera up here. And I walked down. I walked up that way, but I came back on this side. And I was looking at my phone as I was recording the video. And I got about... Hopefully I remember where it's at. Oh my goodness, I think it's gone. Or is it? I got about... Whoa, look at that. I got about 10, 15 feet away and almost walked up on it, but I could have swore it was hanging off of this tree here. And I even made a couple of videos like, can you see the hornet's nest? And I don't see it again. So did I lose it? Or did it get knocked down? Daggone. I do not see. I could have swore it was right there. I thought I really knew these woods like the back of my hand, man. I mean, these aren't my woods. This is my buddy's place. But I still have been up here a whole bunch. And this little tree here, with this limb hanging down, I could have swore that's where the hornet's nest was. I might be off by a few feet because it's been about a month or so since I've been up here. Damn. Does anybody else see a hornet's nest? It's pretty freaking big. Does anybody else, can anybody else see it? Am I off again by 10 feet? I definitely don't want to watch me freaking like be standing right under it. This is crazy. There's gotta be like, that's gotta be a freaking woodpecker or something, but you would think something's living in that joker. Man, I swear I don't see it on the ground or nothing. Yeah, some of the quills. Yeah, I've definitely pulled over the first turkey I saw in Maryland. I mean, because we really didn't in my area have any turkeys. The first roadkill turkey I saw, and I know it was wrong, but I took both legs all the way up to where the meat really started, and made some stuff out of it. Made my buddy a middle finger. That hornet's nest is gone. And I took a bunch of feathers. I've never seen a porcupine in person. We definitely don't have them here. But that is weird. I think there's some kids that ride up here on dirt bikes. I'm thinking maybe they hit it riding their dirt bikes. What is that? I'm always looking for deer sheds. Nope, that's just a regular bone. It's always good to look for deer sheds after a little bit of a rain, because that white stands out so much. But I swear that freaking hornet's nest, if you go back, if you subscribe or You don't have to subscribe, whatever. But if you just go on my shorts, one of my very first videos was about how not to get your trail camera stolen. And as I was making that video, when I was walking back down, I literally almost walked into this freaking hornet's nest. And I recorded it pretty close. And I could have swore it was right off of this tree right here, hanging somewhere right in here. Because it wasn't far off the trail, but I don't see it on the ground. I don't see it hanging. That's crazy. I was telling Albert, my buddy, I don't know if you were hanging out when I had him on camera earlier, but he 90, born in 32. So what is it? How old does that make him? 90 something years old. I didn't want him riding the 4-wheeler up here and not knowing where this hornet's nest was. Now I can't find it. They don't fall down easy. We haven't had very many storms. I must be off by one trail or something. There's no way that thing is gone, because I could have swore it was hanging right there. Yeah, that'd be a good deterrent, that's for sure. I bet watch me be standing right under it. Raining acorns. Huh. I do not see it. Wow, that's cool. Whatever. Well, cool, not cool. Why would it disappear? I have to just be off by like 20 feet or something. Something's got to be off. I see that. That's not it. But that's about the height and about the distance that it was. Does anybody see a hornet's nest? Let me see. Maybe if I retrace my steps. I walked up this way. Had the camera up there near the deer trails where they all intersect. But I walked down this way when I'm walking back, and that's one of the 4-wheeler trails. And as I was walking down, as soon as luckily I had looked up and it was right there. I was like, man, if I'd have walked into that stupid thing, I'd have got tore up. It's gone. It's like it disappeared. I don't even see it on the ground. I have to watch my own video back just to make sure I ain't going crazy, but I'm almost certain it was that tree. I'm thinking maybe the dad or something, but the kid that's riding the dirt bikes up through these woods, maybe he hit it and they got stung and he got ticked off and he came back and took it out. They don't just up and leave. The nest will stay there. Not like it had honey in it, so there ain't gonna be no daggone bears coming up through here. I bet you there's a couple deer out in this field. It's just wild, though. I do not see it at all. They'll leave acorns? They trade the beer caps? Wow, that's freaking cool. That would be worth setting up a camera to catch. Nova Scotia. Damn it, I know I've heard that 100 times. Nova Scotia. Canada or, damn it, Nova Scotia. Washington? Man, I've heard that 100 times, 1,000 times. Why can't I place it? Alaska? East coast of Canada. Oh, okay, Canada. Outside of Nova Scotia. They'll trade beer caps for acorns. Wow. Well, I meant to bring you guys up to show you the freaking hornet's nest. I was trying to, initially I was seeing if I could get text to talk. Like if you guys messaged in, I could get the, I could get it to voice speak. Obviously that's a little dangerous. You know, you get some trolls that come in and they might want to start saying some really inappropriate stuff. But that's, you know, I have a bunch of stuff that's blocked. I don't want anybody doing anything stupid. And, you know, you get a couple good moderators. Look at these acorns, dude. Wow, they are dropping. I think these are all white oaks. There's some nice, I'm not hunting this area really, but there's some fresh buck stuff. If I'm guessing, that's some. See if we can see any of these acorns actually being chewed on. But what I was attempting to do was get the voice text to work, and because I think it'd be pretty cool, especially fishing. I'm not gonna do any live hunting videos. It's too hard. And I honestly, I love these deer. As much as maybe people like to watch hunting videos as much as I do, I don't know if I could do that on live. Record it, sure, but live, you're gonna get some people in there that really don't want to see that kind of stuff live, and it's not what I want my channel to be. I mean, that's what I thought at first. Was like, oh well, yeah, do like hunting and fishing. One, it's too hard. You can only do bow. You can't even do crossbow. And that's kind of boring, you know, sitting there. I've tried to watch a couple guys, and nothing wrong with it. I mean, I just think invest a little bit of money, get a decent camera, record the videos, create a story, kind of like the Seek One, hunting public guys. It's amazing. And there's a lot of guys out there on YouTube that do it too, man. They just have some great videos, and they record it first, they edit it together, they create a little story. That's the way to do it. Hunting live, to me, just not gonna get any viewers. But I mean, they may, who knows? These guys are already turning yellow. I don't see any of the tops like really chewed off. I mean, for me in this area, I got my biggest buck not too far from here last year, 10-pointer, awesome. But it wouldn't have been a good video. I took a bunch of pictures, posted it, obviously. I mean, but with a iPhone, it's really difficult to do. Take pictures. I should have took more video of the actual process of everything, but I don't know. We'll see. My goal is to maybe come out and do a couple of little quick videos, and my fishing videos is where I kind of want the members to go, you know, fishing, shooting the bow, getting the family out, shooting the bow, do some target competitions with the bow. Would be kind of fun, I think. There's a nice deer bed right there. You see it? Kind of tell it's where they're laying. That's what I've always kind of suspected. Zoom out. Deer bed right there, laying down. Probably a couple more. I'm probably standing in it. Standing in it. But, oh, what I was saying is blue tongue. There's an obvious bed right here. Blue tongue and CWD is finally, like, really, which it sucks, but it hit Maryland really hard. This area of Maryland, Howard County, Anne Arundel County, PG County of Central Maryland, we're in between Baltimore and DC. Look at that bed. It's probably just a little doe area. There's a bed here, bed there. See if we can find another one. So in this area, even though I'm seeing some, looks like some good buck, maybe doe crap laying all over the place, I have yet to have one of the many bucks that I had on camera in 2024 show up in 2025. I could probably walk out here to this pond. I don't know. It's haven't seen any dead ones in this particular area, but some of my other areas where I have some cameras, found a doe last week. Man, these acorns are falling big time. Had a doe last week that I know I had on camera with a fawn. Fawn's old enough to hold its own now, but doe was dead. Just nothing, no broken bones, looks like. I mean, obviously, I didn't do an autopsy on the thing, but from what I could see, it was completely healthy deer. But that blue tongue CWD gets a hold of these deer, and they get a hold of these herds, and it could do a number on them. So I really hope we start getting some deer on the game cameras. I don't know if it's a mixture of, there's some guys, and like I said earlier, some kids with dirt bikes now that are going through this little area and kind of run most of the deer off, or are the buck dying off because of the blue tongue and CWD, or did they just get run off right now? I mean, I'm sure October comes, we'll have some nice deer on the cameras. It's just sad to see that all the deer that you've been watching for 2, 3, 4 years are just disappeared. Oh, okay. So the one water hole, big water hole, that I was thinking that was still here is completely dried up. Sediment pond that comes off this gravel pit that they have here about a mile away. This freaking pond is completely dry. That's crazy. There's a little hole here, but that's what, really spreads the disease when you get a lot of deer baited up in an area, no water, and they have to come to one area. Once one deer gets it, they can spread it so easy back and forth to each other. There's hardly any creeks in this particular area. I'm wondering if if it got a hold of them, or I don't know. It's hard to tell. I had a buddy that sending me pictures earlier this year. My buddy Gary had a nice bachelor group of deer coming in, 4 or 5 different bucks almost every day coming in. I went over there to put a camera out. We put a little mineral block out. That was the last time we saw him. And it's a pretty residential suburban area. It's not like it was in the middle of the country to where those deer don't smell humans every single day. He was out there cutting the grass, kids playing in the pool, making noise, screaming, hollering. They didn't care. Them deer would come in. He wasn't planning on hunting them. He just wanted to be able to watch them. And they're gone. They disappeared. And that was a month ago. It's not like the bachelor group broke up yet. These deer should still be in bachelor groups in this area for, I don't know, another couple weeks till we get into mid-October, I would imagine. At least that's what the history of cameras and watching these deer in Maryland proved to me. They'll stay in their bachelor groups until them does start to get hot. Then they start to break off. They just disappeared on him like a snap of a finger. And I'm really hoping that it wasn't a freaking blue tongue or CW. Sorry, somebody was trying to call me. Hey, any fan, sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. Archery? No, I'm just out scouting behind my buddy's house. Albert, the guy, back behind his house, he used to have a stand up here. He'd ride his four-wheeler up through here and had a stand. Shoot, I could probably walk up here, find his tree. That thing is freaking way up in the tree, but he was a tree climber, so he didn't care. But what I was actually doing, I was started the live because I wanted to see if I could get voice, text, chat to work, because I thought that'd be kind of cool. If you're out fishing or shooting a bow, whatever, anything besides hunting, I thought it'd be cool to be able to turn on like voice text chat. Where's his old stand? And then, so tried to do that, do a test. Then he had his old, remember I think I'd mentioned in your chat about the worm rod thing, probe. You stick it in the ground, hook it to electrical, worms come up out of the ground. And it worked a little bit at first, but it stopped. So I was like, well, let's walk up into the woods, because I'll show you where I almost walked into the hornet's nest. Well, I can't find the hornet's nest. It's gone. It freaking disappeared. And so just got up into the woods and was talking about how the blue tongue and chronic waste disease have been hitting this area pretty hard, and how I haven't had anything on camera besides a little doe, a couple fawns, a couple spikes. But I am pretty close where his tree stand, where when I show you this, okay, I found it. Are you still here, Anyfin? I'm going to show you something. Anybody in the chat? I knew this was here. I just didn't show it. Yeah. I know he was a tree climber. I know he's 90 some years old. You see this tree right here. Keep looking. I know that's only maybe what, 20 feet in the air. But look what he has strapped to this tree. That's a metal folding chair. How Uncle Albert is still alive. How he is still with us. I don't know, man. That might be more than 20 feet. That's up there. Let me see. 10 feet. Yeah, 10 feet's right about there. 20 feet's right about there. So he's a good 23 to 25 feet up in the air. sitting on a little platform that he built that he strapped a folding chair to. He's killed some deer out of here. So I had some, like I said, I had some cameras up here. There's a deer bed. There was a deer laying right there. We just got that little bit of rain I was talking about. That's probably a fawn and mama laying right there. I don't know, my eyes see all this stuff now. Especially when it rains, you get that pattern. You can tell that's either that or it just kind of moved. They usually don't lay that close together, but there's a nice matted down, and there's a nice little tiny matted down spot. There's a matted down spot there where they were laying. I've spooked them, I'm sure, when I walked up here. All these, I believe, just white oaks up here. Let me see if I can get a different angle of that tree. Yeah, here we go. So some 2x4s, a little platform, and he screwed an old metal chair to that platform and felt safe enough to hunt out of that thing. I wonder if he has any old rope. I could take you down and meet at Uncle Albert. Look at this. Look at this. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Look at this. His old pull rope right there to pull his old crossbow up. Right there. It's still hanging tough. That man, he put me up in a tree in a, he put me up in this pine tree. If I could get the four-wheeler running, we could go for a run on the other side of this gravel pit. And this pine tree was so cool. You could literally just step up like steps and get all the way up. And where his pull string was, I mean, I ain't that terrified of heights, but I get up high enough. Usually I have my tree climber and I got a safety harness on, so I feel comfortable till that freaking tree harness or the tree stand, the climber slips down like 6 inches and you about crap yourself. I get up into this pine tree and I look up, and about another 10-15 feet up is where he sits usually. I'm like, gosh, I'm felt like I was 20 feet up in the air. I felt I was plenty high, which I was. Deer was fine. He just didn't care, man. He was just, that's what he did. He worked for Asplund all his life, pretty much. I mean, he worked on apple orchards, and he's a tough guy, man. I love him to death. He's we met playing pool, squirrel hunted together. Just he's a sharpshooter, man. He's got a hell of an eye, man. He loves to shoot pellet rifles and shoot squirrels, and that's how we got connected together. But this is an old like gravel pit, and I don't know if you can see this hole. It doesn't even really show up. It's a deep hole. They testing for quarry. There's a quarry over here. There's a lot of deer beds. I'll walk back down, introduce you to Uncle Albert, my buddy. But I came up here, I was looking for this freaking hornet's nest, and it's gone. It was literally here. That was one of my very first short videos that I made to put out on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since 2017, but I was never posting anything. I was just watching everybody. Look at that. I stepped right on that probably. Look at that monster freaking turd right there. So even though I'm not getting any big deer on camera, I think they're up here. There's a bunch of them. And I guess they could all be the does. They're all laying right up in here. That's why I used to tell him try not to ride your four-wheeler up through here, a month or so before the season. That was part of a spine or a skull. Let's see. Can y'all see that? I get distracted. Squirrel. because I knew they used to lay up here, and they still do, as long as it's comfortable. I mean, I know I'm busting them all out. Like I said, I don't really care right this minute. I wanted to come up and find that freaking hornet's nest. I had a big old hornet, or I thought it was a cicada killer. I couldn't see a stinger on it, so I was trying to get it to crawl on my hand. Somebody said, I'll give you $30 if you pick it up. I said, I'll pick it up. I don't need $30. I want to see if it'll crawl on my hand. Walked away, looked down, it was crawling up my leg, and I stepped on it out of instinct. I didn't know. I was like, shit. No, bye, cicada killer. So let's walk back down. He was friendly. I guess he was just wanted to come home with me. So like I said, I had right over here, about a month ago, I had a mineral lick because I wanted to see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, they are using it. I don't know why. I didn't see it when I walked up here. I guess I was looking on this side. There it is. They're scraping at it. They're still using it. I had that little camera. It was my very first videos where I had a little camera stuck in the ball root of this tree, because I didn't want to have the camera, stuck on the side of a tree like that, because there's houses all around here. There's a trail that people cut through, and they go to the liquor store and the shopping center over there. This is very rural, or not rural, opposite of rural area. This is a very populated area in between Baltimore and DC. But we like to find the sheds, and he still hunts, and I may hunt once in a while, depending on what's going on. But I've had the camera there. I kind of hid it so it didn't get stolen up in that tree ball. Kind of blends in a little better. I mean, it's not foolproof if somebody's paying any kind of attention, but these kids that walk through nowadays, they're doing what I'm doing right. Well, my eyes aren't on the phone. I'm scanning the woods. But everybody else, most of these kids nowadays, they're staring at their phone. They're not paying attention to their surroundings. But I still like to hide my cameras, even though they're stupid battery-operated non-cell cameras, $30, whatever. I don't want them stolen. I can't afford to keep buying them, but I want to be able to keep track of the deer. I ended up moving this one just because we had no activity except for a couple does. So we had a decent, that's pretty fresh. That's just that little doe probably, or the little fawn. We had a really decent buck that would come down with that 10-pointer that I got last year. He was really, really nice looking 8-pointer. He was still here after January 31st into February. Never found any of his sheds though. I came up here a couple times, looked for his sheds, and this spot right in here, this flat spot, this is a southern facing slope. In the winter, the deer will like to bed on those southern facing slopes. They get that early morning sun, especially when there's no leaves on the trees. Obviously in the winter, they'll set up here, a little distance away from houses. They can smell everything coming off their back. They can see everything in front of them. I would typically find the deer sheds in this area along this, it's a good little ways, along this southern facing slope. Well, he was gone. Never found it. Maybe somebody else found it. One of these chewed. Somebody else may have found the sheds before I did. There's a couple other guys that hunt in this area, or shed hunt, fish, all that good stuff. Maybe I just missed out, but he has not been on camera at all in 2025. I'm really hoping, really hoping the CWD blue tongue didn't get him, because he was a really nice potential deer. Oh, sorry. You know what? I need to look at this. I need to look at the chat. I don't know why. I'm just blabbing and blabbing, not even looking. Thanks, guys, for stopping in, by the way, hanging out. I'm just kind of running my mouth. I got to figure out how and if YouTube can allow voice text to work. So I'm gonna probably do a couple little different lives where I'm just blabbering, talking. But I want to be able to get to where, if possible, the chat, I can hear it without looking at it. I just think that'd be really cool fishing. You just have to worry about, like I said earlier, once somebody starts to get, oh, you can hear myself talk, let me start saying the worst possible things man can create with their mouths, and then you just have to block them, kick them out. But I just think it would make a pretty cool interactive chat where I don't have to sit there and stare at the phone. And oh, so this is a little spot. We got a little camera set up that's full time, like Uncle Albert, being 90 some years old, he can look on his phone, or his tablet. I mean, he doesn't have a smartphone. He can look on his tablet, check the little spot where we have some corn set out. I got to put out a little bit more corn tonight. Let me go grab the keys. I usually put a little corn out here, a couple mineral licks, put some corn out through here. And this used to be all woods, but they cut this drainage through here. So now it's kind of an open spot. So them deer are very weary. You know, by the time they come out, they're sitting there. If I'm not up in the woods or somebody else isn't up in the woods, they don't come out till later. Mostly they'll hang up there, then they'll come down. And but he gets to watch them because he's an insomniac, so he'll stay up all night and sometimes sleep a little bit during the day, but he likes to watch the deer. So I'll put out some corn, some minerals and stuff for him. He doesn't really hunt anymore. I got a little camera right there, just in case we miss something on that camera, because that one doesn't record. Let's go in here and get the keys and put out a little corn. I just think it'd be cool to get that voice text to start working. Albert, say hi to everybody. Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, do you have the keys? I'm gonna go put some corn out for the deer. The keys to the shed. I'm gonna go put some corn out for the deer. All right. What are we watching? How to fix something on YouTube. You gotta put on Anyfin. It's ANYFIN. Anyfin. Here, let's do that real quick. He's probably gone. What are you watching on YouTube? Full video of diesel upgrade truck. Oh, well, so you're not. Let's give Anyfin some time. Come on. Anybody else in the chat need some hours on their channel? Let's see. Oh, that was a lot of women. Hey, On The Hunt 365. I know that guy. Anyfin possible. There he is. No. Anything possible. No, Anyfin. Any. Why isn't it backing up? Oh, I'm hitting delete. That's why. Fin is possible. Ah! Why is it auto correcting? All right, let's do all one word. I think that's how it goes. Any fan possible. Where is it? Oh, that's what I was doing. There he is.
Big carp.
Yeah, man. He catches some monsters. Let's look. Let's go here. Let's subscribe. Subscriptions. Domino's best deal ever is back. Any hand toss, pan, thin, dang it. Okay, what am I doing? I tell you, I know I work in the like electronic industry, but I still don't know how to work electronics. Hang on. Oh, you are still here. Hey, any Bob. Anything is possible. Let's go there. Let's just click on the name, title. There we go. Subscribe. Subscribed. Look at that. Live subscribe. 7,000 subscribers. Bob, dude. That is awesome. 7K subscriber. I could swear the last time I looked, it was like 6 something. That's awesome. Congratulations, dude. That is so cool. This is my buddy Albert. He loves watching YouTube. I gotta get him to be able to watch your channel because he could give you some mad freaking hours. Because he watches YouTube like all day, right? All right, let's do this. Let's do videos. Probably show his popular or latest. And then he caught a monster today. I was in and out of the jobs, so I had to rewind and watch. But he got he was carp fishing today. But he goes out and he catches he goes to the ocean East Coast. He's in Pennsylvania. Bob, he's watching me now. He's watching us now.
Yeah.
But this is his channel. Let's see. Am I backwards? Yeah, backwards. Sorry. Why is it showing it like that? I don't know if I have the lot. He does catch and cooks. He does camping videos. He does, the beach. Mostly, lately, he's just doing because of school, like me. He's got his kids in school and stuff, so he just goes out during the day. He works similar place that my daughter does. You know where she works, and he. Very knowledgeable guy. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just find one. Do you have any suggestions, Bob? I don't know why I can't find today's video. Oh, let me go to live. That's it. Live 3 hours ago. That's how you do it. Maybe I'll figure out how to learn this stupid YouTube thing. So live. That's Bob. Bob Albert. Albert Bob. And let's skip. I think skip a little. He was out fishing. I gotta go put some corn out, and I gotta get home. But let's see here. Your volume isn't up. Just start there. You know what? Let's do this. You like crappie, right? Crappie fishing? Crappie. Remember you were watching, what was his name? With the funny voice, and he catches crappie all the time. The old Richard Gene fishing machine.
Oh, him.
Yeah. One day ago. How many days ago, Bob, did you slay them freaking crappie? It was like 3 days ago, 4, maybe a few more days. Let me see. Saltwater fishing live. Host is on action. I have to go. Let me see. Well, him and his son were catching the big fluke on the bay, the inlet. Anyways, so right in here, we'll just play one of these. I think Host is on vacation. It was right after that, I think. It's funny. You can watch that one. Oh, that's members only. You're not a member. We'll have to get you a membership.
The hard work was getting my fish in under the ice. And now that I have the fish in under the ice, I could relax, enjoy a little meal, warm.
That one's a pretty cool one. All right, I'll be right back. We got the keys. You want me to take the four-wheeler for a ride? You want me to take the four-wheeler for a ride? Yeah, normally he would. He knows if I got a camera in my hand, something must be wrong with me. Let's see. Put a little corn out. I got him on a video, Bob. Don't worry. Make him give you some watch hours there. That's all I'm doing right now. Throwing it live on to see if I mean, there's 7 people and I appreciate it. Shoot, I don't have a stand. So we'll just do it like this. Fling a little corn out. So that way he can watch them tonight, next couple days. He built a little feeder over there. Top got knocked off. Kind of half expecting the guy on the dirt bikes to ride by with his kids. I haven't seen him on the camera in a while. Maybe they found somebody somewhere else to ride, but I doubt it. Still haven't had any deer coming down, except for a couple of those does and fawns. I'll tell you, Albert's son, he's an actor. He's a great guy. He does a lot of commercials and stuff. We had this deer, though, that came down. Shoot, it's been 4 or 5 years ago. This deer was like something out of, one of the TV shows. This thing had points everywhere. It came to this tree. I'd have to find the picture. This thing had, I don't know, 15 points, I think, just sticking everywhere. It looked like a horse. It really was, and it was early season, but the deer was just a square body. It looked like an old Chevy. And it just had antlers everywhere, tines sticking out everywhere. Well, the next day there was bacon grease poured all over the tree. I don't know. Never saw that deer after that. His son said, "Oh yeah, threw out a bunch of bacon grease." I don't know if it scared it away or if that deer was just in the middle of traveling. But yeah, it was crazy. That's the biggest deer I've ever seen in this area. Forest, it's not really a forest. It's a little patch of woods. It might be this quarry owns it. Probably not even supposed to be up in there, to be honest with you. It's private property. I go up there. Everybody walks. People walk their dogs, ride their dirt bikes. Like I said, I don't hunt up there. I put cameras up there every once in a while. Put some deer corn up there every once in a while. Put a mineral lick up there. But it's owned by a rock quarry. And on the other side, they have a huge quarry. And this side is nothing. They're never going to build houses in there. They're never really going to do anything with the land. But they can't have people up in there hunting and stuff because they'll be liable if somebody gets hurt. They used to have a bunch of no hunting signs or trespassing signs, but somebody took them down. Wonder who that could have been. Don't know. But thanks for stopping in and hanging out with me for a few minutes. Like I said, I was trying to test a couple things with this stupid app and see if I could get it to do voice text, which I couldn't. I can get it to do voice talk. Like if somebody texts me, I can actually hit the button and it'll read it out. But I watched it on TikTok. I'm gonna have to watch a few more videos and figure it out how to do, if it'll let me talk to read the chat. So appreciate it, guys. coming in. I might do another little live a little later if I do a little bit more research and figure out how to get this thing going. So appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with me. Talk to you guys later. On the Hunt 365. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, is that the one? Oh, really? Wait a minute. Hold on. That's what I found. Okay, I'll have to look that up before we get off here. Yeah, I mean, for somebody with your size of a channel. Oh, this is the thing I was talking about, Bob. Since you're still on here, let's see if it works. It's a little dangerous. Your size channel, man, oh my gosh, I don't know if it would even work, because as people are texting in or talking, chatting, it'd be nonstop hearing, just listening to that thing talk. But you don't have to sit there and look at the camera. Maybe if you do some type of a, what would be cool if YouTube was listening, priority voice to text, or even membership voice to text. Members, if they are a member and they text something to you, chat, it's read out verbally. That'd be freaking cool, man. That would be cool. Or almost like a super chat. Instead of it just being a super chat, that's what I was kind of trying to text you the other day. Instead of just being a super chat, if you paid like 99 cents, your chat got read out automatically. And again, you'd have to still watch out for those people that pay 99 cents to say the most awful, god-awful things in the world. Let's see if we get any worms to come up. I think I have. He marked it. That should be the hot side. This guy's crazy. But evidently, you stick that in the ground, earthworms are supposed to come up right around a foot away. They'll just pop up out of the ground. But wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, you can't pretend, right? I don't know. I think people would just like, people like to hear themselves talk sometimes anyways. I think that was an old one, because I'd stuck it in the ground earlier. I stuck it in the ground a couple times. I don't know why he didn't go back in the ground. Does the electricity kill those jokers? You can't pretend to miss it. No, I know what you mean. Like I messaged you right at the end, and then when I read it back, I was like, oh man, I hope he didn't think I'm like trying to be rude. Like, oh, I didn't know you were still alive. And it read out, I didn't know you were still alive. Like, what the? I didn't say that. I meant to say I didn't know you were still alive. You're playing like, look at this idiot. All right, come on, worms. We needed more rain, though. I don't know, man. He would stick this thing in the ground, though, when we would go fishing, like day before we'd go fishing, he'd stick this probe in the ground and hook it up. Freaking mosquitoes. And they would just, let's see, it's a little wetter down here. Let's see if we can get any earthworms to rise up. Freaking skeeters. Yep, there's a little itty bitty one. See if we get any more. We see that one. Usually you see them little tiny ones first. Then you start to get the bigger ones that come up the ground. Yeah, there they are. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at that, man. Worms just come up out the ground. Let's see. Are we getting the other ones? Yeah, it needs to be, the ground needs to be a little wetter for this thing to work. And it's pretty freaking dangerous, so don't really recommend making one and giving it out. But these worms will they'll just jump out of the ground, man, because that. I had this, and I had a little compost pile, and you'd stick it in there, and them worms would just come crawling up out the ground. But my God, I'm getting just tore up by mosquitoes, that's for sure. Get it down there a good ways. Let's see. They just don't like that. Obviously, they don't like that. It's just a hot wire, and then not on the ground. But when you stick the probe in the ground, that's what makes the connection. Not a lot of worms over here. Couple. Let's see if we can get a couple more to pop up. A lot of times, man, yeah, there's one right there. So you just start seeing them little ones, you'll get a couple big ones that pop up out of the ground. Yep, there's one. I can already see the ground moving. See the ground moving right there? Yep. I mean, those are itty bitty worms. But I mean, you can get the big old jokers to come out. If they're down there, they'll come up. Huh. I'm seeing any really, really big ones. So, kind of sucks, but that's what that is. So, hey, I'm gonna hit that link. Fisherman Steve has a message with speech to text, so I'm used to it. Yeah. Yeah, and you could, I've always heard that you can make the stick, and you have notches in it, and you click it, you just run it up and down, and it vibrates the ground, and the worms will come up. It's just a old school thing. But this contraption that he made, I've seen it work where we've never bought worms before. But yeah, I know what you mean. You dump it out. I mean, like a pile like this, I would just take and rake all this stuff back if I really needed some worms right up against this fence down the hill. You get plenty of worms. I'm sure if I pull this, I might get a snake. Man, there's just been so much no rain that even underneath the freaking plywood, it's dry. We need some rain. We need way more rain. Thank you guys for stopping in. I'm going to check that link out real quick. I'm going to snapshot it. Annie Finn, thanks for sending that. And I'll see if I can figure out how to do the voice to text. See you guys later, or catch you on the next one. Appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye. No problem, man. Thanks.